For the most part, governments in Canada, the feds and the provinces believe that they need widespread lockdowns to go and tackle COVID-19. Gotta bring those cases down to make sure they don't overwhelm the hospitals. But a lot of these questions about whether or not schools should remain open or not, retail should be shut down, they are actually coin toss questions where there's some people who are saying, yes, I think they should be shut down, and many other individuals, lobby groups, top medical experts, ICU doctors who say, no, those things in fact should not be shut down. So given that there's such a split among actual experts and people looking into these issues about whether or not these various restrictions should be taking place, you would think that division would be represented in the political discussion. You would think that opposition parties would be doing their job to oppose and to constructively critique the plans that various governments across the country are rolling out. But alas, that's not happening. And that can only lead me to say our opposition parties in Canada are failing us, failing to hold governments to account and failing to propose a better way, which is their job. We've got political parties of all stripes who are doing the lockdowns, and then opposition parties of all stripes who are either sheepish about critiquing this approach or they are actively calling for more. For instance, Ontario Premier Doug Ford, he presides over some pretty tough restrictions. Shutting down retail in Toronto, Peel Region, small businesses say, please, can we open to just 3 people? That's it, 3 individuals. I'm the one who's revealed on the front page of the Toronto Sun retail has only been chalked up to 0.1% of all transmission in the province. Oh, and that includes employees hanging around in the stockroom in close contact before and after the store has even opened. So it's not even spread among the general public. Doug Ford still says no, gotta keep those shut down even after they've been begging to be allowed to reopen for the Christmas shopping season. That shows how severe some restrictions are in Ontario. And yet the opposition parties, an NDP party and a Liberal party in Ontario, they just call for more. Or they turn around and say the thing that we need to do is provide more business supports for these businesses, more bailouts, more handouts, support programs, and so forth, rather than pausing and actually critiquing the government's approach. Now Jason Kenney has proceeded towards lockdowns, some of which are a bit more reasonable. Others, people go, I don't know if even these restrictions make sense, even though he was one of the last holdouts who thought, not sure if we actually need to do all of this. On the federal scene, Erin O'Toole certainly being very aggressive towards Justin Trudeau in terms of rapid testing protocols, rollout of vaccines, timelines, holding him to account on all of that, but not really being a strong voice asking the important questions about lockdowns. And the main important question is, are these actually doing any good? Are we seeing serious spread in this location and that location, spread that leads to severe cases, leads to hospitalizations? Not so sure. And many experts, infectious disease experts, ICU doctors I speak with, they say we don't really think those things need to be shut down. Yet Erin O'Toole not speaking up on that issue all that aggressively as much as he could. Opposition parties all across the country, I think, failing us to stand up for Canadians and really put the lockdown restrictions through the ringer and really bring the question front and center, do we actually need all of these? What is the good that they are actually bringing us?